Hey, I'm back. What a shock. Well, let's see. Here's what happened. I was getting ready to start packaging stuff up and mailing it off from AaronCon, and some like two people snuck in sketchbook requests that I didn't see during the live broadcast of AaronCon. So they've got 3 sketchbooks that I haven't done yet, and I've got to do them. I got to do them right now. So I'm going to do it live, because that's what I do. All right, so you can see my AaronCon table is still set up. I haven't really progressed. I'm still recovering from the physical toll it took on me. Oh, my goodness. Thankfully, though, the temperature has finally dropped. It's only supposed to get up into the 80s today. And so it's fairly comfortable up here. I have a nice little fan running over here to kind of keep the breeze blowing on me. But man, I am wiped out. I think doing those long hours on AaronCon in, basically 90+ degree heat in this room, sapped my will to live, but I'm overcoming it. So welcome to Aaron Live. This is a last second live stream edition. Like I said, I got drawn to do, so let's not stall. Let's just get to it. I'll reach back here and grab a sketchbook. There it is. 64-page hardcover. Full color. Full of the best stuff I've done in the last 20 years. If you don't have one, actually, you know what? If you don't have one of these, that's for everyone that doesn't have one. But you can order one at any time. This is not an AaronCon exclusive thing. You can message me, email me at any time and order one of these books. They're always available. Okay, let's see who's here. Leg Kick, of course, is here. And as he likes to point out, he's still everywhere. And apparently it's true. Aaron Louvrier is here. Got a feeling Aaron's a Cajun. Just got that feeling. Yeah, it is me. And I'm actually going to be working on your sketchbooks. I just found your order as I was going through the PayPal stuff to start getting ready to ship. So, hey, all right. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm nuts is what I am. Baked you, Aaron. Baked you, Aaron. I don't even know what that means. Johnny Fitz dropping in. Hey, Johnny, thanks for joining us. Yeah, JP, he felt that. He felt that slap. Fox Mulder is here. You. Thanks for joining us. Randy Funk, if you don't have at least one, what are you waiting for? If you don't have at least one, you're waiting for. Not sure I'm understanding that, but I'm sure probably has something to do with something. What can all right, so oh, hey, let me do this real quickly. This was supposed to go to the printers on Monday, but because of the heat, we were just like laying on the floor dying, so I didn't do anything. And then yesterday I still had sketches to do, so I had to finish those yesterday and some other stuff. And so this still hasn't gone to the printer. It's going as soon as I get off this show. So you still have an opportunity. I know I lied. I said if you didn't order it before midnight on Sunday, you couldn't get one. But now I'm saying if you order before the end of this live stream, you can still get one. These are $30. They're $25, $5 shipping. They're limited to the number of people that have. They're limited to the number of orders I get for them right now. It's hovering close to 20, and that's going to be it. So it's an extremely small print run, very rare piece. So if you want to get one of those, you can PayPal me right now at aaron@aaronlopresti.com. Send me $30. Tell me that you want the jail Justice League print, and that make sure your address is on there. And that's going to the printer today with final numbers. So you're getting a reprieve. You get one last chance here in the next probably hour and a half to order one of those if you would like. Also, let's not forget, someone just brought it up, but this is out today at your local comic shop. Now, I can't claim any responsibility for what happens inside the book. I can only claim responsibility for what I did on the outside, and that's the cover. So I appreciate it if you, you're in your local comic shop, pick that baby up. All right. Those are all your public. Well, actually, I have one more public service announcement to make. Oh. Yeah, my Frankenstein button didn't work the first time, so I had to run it again. It's a learning process. This show really is. We got to get up to 1,000, man. We've got to get 1,000 subscribers, and then we're just going to blow up. We're just going to blow this thing up I meant that in a positive way. I'm not going to blow the show up and we'll all die. I meant we're just going to blow up and have a huge party, once we get 1,000 subscribers. So, please like and subscribe if you haven't done it already. Okay. I felt this, see, that's okay. I felt the slap, but I did order the JLA print. Good, excellent. Thank you. At least one. I got 3 to do today. Yeah, I'm doing 3. So why am I talking instead of, because you guys are talking to me, so I'm talking back. How's the weather there? Johnny wants to know. It's way better. It's supposed to only get into the 80s today. It's actually quite cool up here and nice right now, and I have a fan blowing on me just in case. All right, let's get rocking and rolling. We're not, get this sucker. There's my other camera. My camera is on camera. But like in all last second live feeds, I'm completely unprepared. I just kind of walk over and push go and then realize, oh, I haven't opened up my camera controls yet. Or, oh, hey, I don't have a pencil. Those are the type of things that I do. Let's open that sucker up. All right, now, get this down here. Now I can switch cameras. Okay. All right. There's a book right there. And it's a book I'm going to be drawing in simply seconds. Well, maybe simply seconds. I've got Stephen Ing wanted Jaws in his book. And so I think I'll just sort of recreate the iconic poster image, right? I mean, how else are you going to do it? So, not that I don't have it etched in my mind, but I'd like to be somewhat relatively accurate with my depiction of it. He just requested Bruce, the shark from Jaws, but so I guess I could draw a shark in any position, but if we want to know that it's Jaws, we pretty much need to, I know you can't see this, and that's all part of the magical illusion that I'm attempting to do here. Sharks are really interesting because they're incredibly horrifying looking, and yet at the same time, they're hard because their mouth is like so far on the bottom of their, underneath their nose and on the bottom of their face or their heads, or however you want to describe it. So it's kind of hard to find a really good angle to get everything, which is probably the artist Roger Castell, who did the movie poster, was probably thinking the same thing. My goodness, what's the best way to draw this? But man, what an iconic image, though, huh? So he definitely made the right choice. Actually, there was when the book first came out in hardcover, there was a different cover to it. And it was just basically this sort of white, it was a black cover and it had this white image of a very rounded, not very terrifying looking shark. So then when they came out with the paperback, they had Roger Castile do the now iconic, famous piece that we've seen in the movie poster and everything else. And so I think they realized that they needed to up their game a little bit on the paperback, because, I mean, those of you who've seen the original printing of the hardcover, it's not a very scary image. It's a very sort of stylized and goofy kind of, I don't know, I didn't like it at all. I didn't find it menacing or anything, and I don't know who approved that, but you know, you get good art directors and you get not so good art directors. That's life in the commercial art biz. Okay. And of course, he has these massive giant teeth sticking out and rows of goodness. I don't think there's ever been an image that's been parodied or reproduced more than this one in pop culture. Which is, you know, it's pretty interesting. I mean, it'd be really cool to actually be someone that created something like this and that it just lived on and on and on and on and on and on, you know, and considered one of the great pieces of, you know, movie art, book art of all time. It'd be nice to kind of know that you did something as cool and as lasting as this. But it happens to some people, and some people it doesn't. All right, now we're getting someplace. All right. You know, I'm amazed at how often I get like, with my audience, I get like Carol Burnett or Laugh-In references and stuff. I must have a much older audience. Oh, hello, Mike. Oh, that's an excellent question. Allow me to illuminate. There it is. Sketchbooks, $25. Oh, pardon me, $45 plus $5 shipping if you want to sketch inside. Just PayPal me at aaron@aaronlopresti.com. Tell me what you want. Like, I'm not doing any more likenesses. They take too long. So don't ask for, you know, Indiana Jones or something. But you can ask for something that doesn't require me to copy someone's likeness. You know, any superhero, you know, character, you know, a generic, no, I don't know. You know, shark is fine. But you know, don't go, oh, could you do Catherine Deneuve in my book? You know, something like that. I'd prefer to, just have it sort of fantasy comic related, Conan, Red Sonja, any superhero you can think of, things like that. So don't ask for any devil characters. I don't do devil characters. So anyway, there you go. But yeah, so you just send me a PayPal at aaron@aaronlopresti.com. Say you want a sketchbook with a sketch in it. Let me know what you want the sketch to be, and then make sure your address is on there, and I will get right on it and get it out to you. Yeah, exactly, from Saturday Night Live. I remember that. See, once again, that's like a 70s reference. You guys are like, like the Honeymooners. See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Classic TV. Yeah, it turned out really. I did this. Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman turned out really well. I think it's still sitting over here. I don't think I've mailed it out yet, so I apologize for that. But I was getting ready for Aaron Con last weekend, so I wasn't able to do anything except prep for that. And then now, because of the heat wave, I lost a day, and so I'm a little bit behind. But I am packaging, after I get these 3 books done on this live stream, I am packaging stuff up, and we'll start sending out today. I'm not going to get everything sent out today, but some of those sketchbooks sitting over there I'll be able to get out today. And probably prints and things like that. Well, if you ordered a Just League print, it's got to get back from the printers first. So you're going to be waiting a few days on that before I can ship those out. But I'll get on this stuff and get it out of here. I don't like this stuff sitting around when it should be in your guys' hands. So but I appreciate your patience. It's been kind of I've never marathoned like that before, other than being at an actual show. And then you sort of recover from that, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got all this stuff I have to package up and mail out. So it usually takes several days to get it all packaged and out. The books ship media mail. That's why I can ship them so cheaply at $5. And so it'll take a week to 10 days to get to you after I've shipped them. So you got to be patient on those, but it's better than paying, $15 for shipping, because these books weigh 1.5 pounds, so they're expensive to mail if I was going to mail them priority. But I package them really well, so you don't have to worry about something happening to them. And if something did happen to them, I would replace it. So you're completely covered by me. And remember, as Shelley pointed out at AaronCon, handling is always free. I think today the last day of the month? I want to say it is, because it's June, right? So June only has 30 days. Look at that, John Beatty. I haven't talked to John Beatty in let me think now, 117 years, I think it's been, since I talked to John Beatty. I know last time I talked to John, I had hair, and his hair wasn't gray. So one of the great anchors of comic book history is joining us. Thank you, John. And thank you for subbing the channel. I appreciate it, man. And I hope you're keeping as busy as you can be during these rather unpredictable times. There's Stephen Ing explaining why I'm working on a Jaws sketch right now. Aquaman Jabberjaw combination. That's, oh, you know, that would have been, was that part of the DC Warner Brothers mashups? I don't know. If it wasn't, it should have been. That's the only thing I can think of where you would have combined Aquaman and Jabberjaw. Oh. AJ Miller, missed Aaron Con, but have been watching them all morning. Congrats on Wraith of God, Aaron. I'll be back on the first day. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate it. What's he talking about? Wraith of God? He's talking about this. This will be my crowdfunding project. Finally. Like I said, I've got to get a video made. I was hoping to get that done this week, or at least started this week, so we'll see. And then I can get the pre-launch page up. But that'll be coming out sometime this summer, or at least the, well, it won't be coming out because I have to draw it first. But the project will be launched this sometime this summer. So you guys keep that in the back of your mind, and tune into the channel and other places, because I'm going to be all over the place promoting the heck out of this, so that everybody will hopefully will know about it before it actually launches, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Boy, that's a true statement, right? We all doing what we can right now to keep busy. Well, you know, Christian, what I was doing all weekend was I was introducing the show by doing this. I would say, "Welcome to Aaron." So that's actually pretty funny that happened. Oh. Wow, do you have that? Do you imagine this sketchbook? Because yes, the Wraith of God stuff was in there. The original stuff from like the late 90s was in that book. In fact, the where is it? These pages, that was the first page to the original story, and this double page spread after that to the original story. But the opening, after I got the whole thing completed, the script completed, I looked at the opening and said, this opening doesn't really make sense. And so I rewrote the opening into a kind of a prologue. So there's actually end up being like 7 or 8 more pages in the script than was originally supposed to be, because it was supposed to be about 64 pages, but now it's like a 72-page graphic novel. And I may have some transitions that need transition scenes that may add 1 or 2 more pages in there as well. But that's the latest piece I did was right there. And I don't even know if I'm going to use this, because these 2 guys at the bottom, their look may have changed slightly. So we'll see. I may have to redo that as well. But anyway, so yeah, this stuff was in my my sketchbook. Imagine this. There we go. That's what we like to see. Support your local artist, man. See? Past Master Dan just subbed at John Beatty. I didn't know John had a channel. I will go sub him as well. I can't do it right this second, but I will do it. Oh, also, I'm going to be on Dan Fraga's show this evening at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time on his Frag of June drawing thing. So I'm closing the show out with him, or closing June out with him on the show. So I don't know what we'll be drawing or anything, but I will be on there as well. So you might want to check that out on Fragaboom's channel, his YouTube channel tonight. And of course, the pain in the butt black areas that I have to crosshatch because I can't use black marker because it soaks through the paper, and then you have like bleed through spots on the other side of the paper and inside the book, and it just looks crappy. So I don't like that look. So I go in here and crosshatch these black areas. It's funny, I used to make fun of guys like Mike Miller and others who were constantly live streaming, right? You know, Ethan Van Sciver seems like he's always on. And like, geez, you guys live on YouTube? And now I'm the guy who lives on YouTube. Well, my original goal was just to do the Sunday show, right? And that would be it. But then it's like, every time I get a sketch request or a sketchbook or something, it's kind of like, well, it seems kind of foolish not to live stream it. So and it's like a never-ending class reunion, right? You go on live stream and you reconnect with the gang, and that's kind of what we're doing. So I used to just post process videos only, you know, but it seems that the live streaming gets a better audience response because you get some interaction as opposed to just watching a video, a tutorial or something, which I think there's value in those as well. They're a little hard. They're a little harder. They're a lot harder to produce because I have to edit them and mess around with the sound and everything else, and I have to write, you know, my voiceover and everything else, and so they're extremely time consuming. These are just sort of like, I mean, I still prep for these live streams quite a bit, especially for my Sunday show, but obviously I don't prep much for the last second live streams, which I'm doing right now, but they're less time consuming to put these together than the actual process videos. And I also need a cameraman, which is not always available to me, to do the process videos. Well, I don't need a cameraman, but it's helpful. And in case you didn't know, this is my favorite movie of all time. So I'll tell you, Stephen Ng, Rodney Ulibarri, and Sequential Artist. I think Sequential Artist is now in the lead. I think because he just ordered 2 more books, so I think he has 8 sketchbooks now with sketches in them. I think Rodney has 6. I don't know how many Stephen has. A ton as well. But So you guys have finally figured out the system. It's you know, it's actually the most affordable way to get a sketch you can from me is to get one of these books. It's like, yeah, I just want the sketch, but throw the book in, you know, as a bonus. But I did the Invisible Monster from Johnny Quest in one of these books for Stephen. I've done a Kit Carter for him. I've done a like a 1920s, or I think it was for World War One, so it would have been before that. But a recreation of a girl in a sailor outfit for one of these old war ads. And I know I've done, oops, sorry. And I know I've done other stuff for him too. So I'm just cross-hatching a little bit here at the bottom to get the idea he's coming up out of the dark depths of the sea. Excuse me. I really need to quit live streaming for a couple of days so I can get my voice can recover from all the chatting I did over the weekend. Hey, Shelly, is that you walking around? Come here a second.
Yeah.
Shelly Showtime is off camera, but I just wanted to verify his handling still free.
Oh gosh, I'm really trying hard to think of something really smart ass to say, but well, I guess it depends on what you're handling. But as far as we know, yes.
There you go. Handling is still free. There's Jaws.
Hey, Jeffrey. Dun, dun.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to sign it up here, since it has more dead space up here.
There you go. Just when you thought it was safe.
Okay, so that's the Bat Book tells me that this is number 284.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going to reach my goal of getting to 300 before the end of the year, probably easily.
Yeah. So they say the air conditioners are out for delivery.
I know now that
right when it's not
when we're freezing,
47 degrees.
Okay, forgive the leg cam as I grab another book. Rodney.
Handling is free groping is an upcharge.
What? Handling is free, groping is an upcharge. That's
nothing but the
Mike
finest here.
Minnesota Fragone. Mike, I'll give you a little.
I'll give you one of these.
That's pretty funny.
That's good.
Well, once again, now that Shelly showed up.
Oh man! Now that I'm vertical today.
Isn't it true? It always rains after you wash the car. Boy, isn't that the truth?
We should have washed them then. Oh my gosh.
No, Jeff Potts. He said, "Hey, Shelly."
Yeah, that's why first one I said.
Oh, okay. Is it too? No, it's never too early to order. It's all black, so it's a lot of cross hatching, so you'll work me, but yeah, that's absolutely totally fine. Johnny Quest is awesome.
Thundar the Barbarian.
I was
That was my
watching
favorite one.
Thundar.
Thundar.
I never really watched Thundar.
It's over. You didn't watch Thundar? I'm out. I'm leaving.
How many copies do I have left, Aaron? Asking for a friend. Are you
Sketchbooks?
Sketchbooks? Like
A few.
yeah. Well, there's 750 copies. I've sold 280 some. So yeah, we have a few left. Finds the shark terrifying. Thank you very much. Ronnie's going to set up his Jaws game. We played that once. We've had it. We played it once, and I was the shark, and I almost won, but then I died. So,
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Johnny Quest, best music for a television program ever. Holy Curtin broke out this old jazz chops to really do an outstanding job. Hoyt Curtin, holy Curtin. Hoyt Curtin. I guess that would be the. See, there's Mike dropping some knowledge on us that I wouldn't have been able to tell you the composer. Yeah, exactly. Buy the supplies last.
They'll be worth a lot when we die.
Yep. Well, the reality is 750 is really not that much of a print run. So
David's in the house.
Oh, is he?
Yep. Aaron. Yeah, Con Week. Aaron Con.
Well, as you know, it was Aaron, but now we're back to Aaron live. But I keep finding stuff that I was supposed to draw during the show that I didn't get done, so I keep stretching it out. And so that's basically I found 3 sketchbooks that people had ordered.
You did take one day off.
We did that
because it was like, well, the coolest part of the house was 85.
Yeah.
So up here was just, ugh.
Yeah, it was
just inhuman.
I really think that just sort of like seriously drained me because I
was
just exhausted.
I can't even read any of that. My eyes are so.
Ron Conway, greetings, David. Always good to see you here. Holy crap! A judge just threw out the Cosby conviction.
Ooh!
Wow. Can anybody guess what this is?
Yes, we do have AC at the house. However, it's on its last leg.
Yeah, so it's not really working too well upstairs.
Yeah.
And
well, it was not big enough when they built the house, I don't think. And then we made the house a little bit bigger, so it was even worse. And now that it's on its last leg, and it being like 114 on that day, yeah, not a good combo.
Why am I? This dang lighting situation is really pissing me off.
Ooh, Aaron's mad.
It doesn't really help a ton. No, it's not really. That's probably
all right then.
Well, decent.
Yeah.
Because there's really not much to see yet.
All right. Are you done with me?
I am. I just wanted to ask you if it was about the
beds to change.
Free handling.
Ooh.
I love drawing the thing. I really do. It was kind of interesting how long it took for Kirby to sort of develop the look of this character. I mean, it seemed like he was always evolving until he got into the, I don't know, into the issue numbers, the 40s of the FF is when he really felt like he was starting to consistently have this sort of rock look to him. And I thought Wrightson's take on him in that graphic novel he did with, where he teamed up the Thing and the Hulk, that Jim Starlin wrote. What was the name of that? I can't remember, but I thought that was I thought Wrightson's take was pretty good on him. Some people go in here and draw like really tiny, a million tiny little rocks, and I don't really like that look. I like the bigger kind of platelet sort of rock looking stuff on here. Actually, do the Thing versus Man thing. Actually, that's Marvel 2-in-1 #1 has the Thing versus Man, the Thing versus Man thing in it. So there you go. John Beatty just dropping in, bumped into the Press show yesterday. So sub, just had lunch and fixing to run off now. Glad to see you, bro. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. It's good to see you, and I will sub your channel as well. And all you guys that haven't subbed to John's channel, check it out. Absolutely, it was. David. I'm not even going to putting that up on screen. Oh boy. Actually, I'm going to, because I want to do this. Boom. Yeah. There we go. It's funny, my dog keeps wandering around here and wanting to play, and he's like, it's a miniature Schnauzer and needs a haircut badly. Schnauzers don't shed, so you have to keep him groomed. And he's like very bushy right now, and in this heat, it's like I don't want to run him around because he'll overheat. But he's like, "Come on, let's go!" It's like, dude, just chill for a couple days till this heat goes down. But he's very high energy. Oh, I'm a very jealous person. I was never much of an FF fan growing up. I was fully aware of them, but I don't know. I was kind of fully invested in Spider-Man as kind of my main Marvel reading book. And also we had several kids in the neighborhood that were we were all collecting comics, reading and collecting comics, right? But we would all get together, and I was the youngest in the neighborhood. We would all get together and go, on weekends we would take the bus to downtown Portland over on the east side, not on the west side in Suburbiaville. So we had to get down to the west side of Portland, and then go across the river to the east side of Portland, where all the old bookstores were that carried back issues of comics. And so we sort of had to, kind of make a gentleman's agreement that, everybody would kind of collect something different, so we weren't like fighting each other for the same books every time we went to these old used bookstores looking for back issues, right? And so one kid in the neighborhood, he was the Conan FF guy. I was the Spider-Man guy, and well, just about everything else. And although the one kid across the street from me, who was older than me, he was also a Spider-Man guy, so he always beat me to the Spider-Man box when we were there, or threw me aside if I got there first. So he always got first pick of the Spider-Man box, and I always got the leftovers. But I collected a lot of other things that he didn't, so I would go focus on, getting Captain America or whatever, and or the Hulk or any number of other titles, because at one point I was collecting just about everything. I had runs on Daredevil and Captain America, the Avengers. I was a big Cole fan. While this other guy was a Conan reader, I was a Cole reader, just because I liked the art. I loved the Severins working on that book, first 10 issues anyway. And I also love the concept that this barbarian was king. Kind of, Conan was just basically a thief, right? And would just go around and do his thing. But Cole had to be responsible to an entire kingdom. And, so it was just kind of a heavier burden. And I just thought that was a much more interesting dynamic to put a character like that into. Take a barbarian and now make him responsible for, a kingdom. And I loved it. So no one was fighting me for those issues, and no one is still fighting me for those issues. But that's kind of the bummer. That series only lasted like about 26 issues or something. So it didn't take much effort to get all the books. And of course, we'd pick up, Silver Age, just in general, Silver Age books whenever we could. I'd wish I'd been a little bit more focused on getting Tales of Suspense with Iron Man and Captain America. That's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Silver Age series. And I'm buying those now. Of course, they're a little bit more expensive. Of course, everything I buy is in near mint, so I'm always paying premium for the books I get. Unless they're so freaking expensive that I have to go to a lower grade to get them. But I try to get those in near mint. I was a condition freak when I was a kid, but we didn't really have the, we had to kind of take what we could get. There wasn't a lot of near mint books floating around in these old used bookstores, right? So we picked up what we could get, and just to fill out our runs. And then later in life, I would replace all of my Spideys with higher grade books as I could find them. Before I sold my Spider-Man collection out of frustration that I would never get issue number 1. So I gave up on my Spideys and focusing on other books now. There we go. There's the thing. I should probably a little smoke out of his cigar might help. And according to the, so I think this is, see, I don't pay attention is my problem, but I can't remember anything. This is 285. 285 it is. That is for sequential artist. Excuse me. And now our final sketchbook of the day. I've got to do Scott Summers, Cyclops. Question is, do I do him like the old? Actually, sequential artist is here. Now, I know he means this sincerely, but I think he's also trying to give us a double entendre joke. So I'll give him one of those, but thank you. Glad you like it. Aaron had to hitch a ride on a wagon just to get... Aaron had to hitch a ride on a wagon just to get into town for a sarsaparilla. Oh, but that still pisses me off. Even if your disrespect is funny, you're still you're gonna take a little beating for it. Yeah, that's right. It was The Thing smoked, Wolverine smoked, and Howard the Duck, as far as I know, and Jack Kirby, of course. AJ Miller just ordered another one through PayPal. What did you order, AJ? I'll do it right here then, since I'm on. And I don't want to go to PayPal right now and look. So tell me what you ordered in the book, and I'll draw it live. Yes, Pip the Troll smoked. That's right. Look at that. Again, Mike Fergone dropping heavy knowledge on us. Heavy comic book geekery right there. My choice on the iteration. Which iteration of Cyclops? Let me see. Do I go? Well, They're both kind of cool. I'm going to go classic because I was never a big X-Men reader. I was a big, and J. Jonah Jameson was a cigar smoker. Look at all these cigar smokers we have. Nick Fury smoked cigars, of course. Wow. Marvel was really pushing cigar smoking. I'm going to go classic Scott Summers because I never read X-Men as a kid. But I did as a teenager and young adult, I guess young adult. I read the Simonsons on X Factor and absolutely loved that book. And that was the classic characters. So I'm going to go with the hooded Scott Summers. That sounds like a good day right there. Go and visit your mentor at a comic book shop. That sounds like a good plan, Johnny. Enjoy your day. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, dude, I will do it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Sergeant Rock was a smoker. Of course, that was World War II. Everybody was smoking cigarettes in World War II, right? Coolio, Johnny. Enjoy. All right. Never quite sure how this visor actually fit over his nose very well, but in comic book land, these things just work, and you have to accept it. May actually be cheating a little bit and combining his the newer version of the Jim Lee visor with the old school look. So, but that's my prerogative, right? That's my artistic prerogative. Wait a minute. Sequential artist is dipping out. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. You know, Pat Steverson liked a good cigar, but he actually didn't have one in the comic. The actual real life Pat Steverson is a guy who likes a good cigar. That's an incredibly inside private joke between me and Steve Patterson. Steve has been my best friend since high school, and I drew him in one of my Poor Bushman Adventures stories as a lawyer, Pat Steverson. So anyway, it's a long-winded joke. Wait a minute, what does this mean, Jeff? Are you're digging for something? Oops, wait a minute. Nope, that's not what I was trying to do. There it is. It's Aaron's single vision for how he draws. Single vision for how, are you? Oh, is this like a Cyclops joke? I mean, is that even a constituted joke? Boo! 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 That was so bad. You got 3 of them. Boo! Oh, you guys are. I know it's early, but geez, come on now. See, now here's Mike dropping logic on us. He has knowledge and superhero logic. Oh. All right. It's funny that Scott Summers was, he was like the leader of the group, but he was always the most stuffy, wasn't he? I mean, he was the least interesting and least likable of all the X-Men. At least that's how I always sort of viewed him. But I guess when you got to be in charge, man, it puts a little pressure on you. Can't have fun like some of the other guys. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Wow, I saw a video where a guy went on to detail what an absolute failure Scott Storm was as a leader. Poor Scott Summers, because he didn't end up getting the girl either, or did he? Could never remember if he ended up with Jean Grey or if, but it keeps changing, doesn't it? Is he even still around? Wait a minute, Jean Grey and him had to get married because isn't that like Phoenix of the Future from Excalibur? Isn't that their daughter? Man, talk about the ultimate soap opera book. Wow, I didn't know this. See, I'm just not an X-Men guy. Look at this. Cyclops became even more of a douchebag when he cheated on Jean Grey by dating White Queen. But if White Queen's walking around in lingerie, that's it's kind of tempting to go that route, I would think. But didn't Jean Grey, didn't she have an affair with Wolverine or something at some point? I mean, I don't know. Well, I'm not really interested in what they're what's going on over there, like currently. I mean, they got some pretty strange things going on in the Marvel universe and the DC universe these days as well. I prefer to live in the classic years, which I'll say anything is, well, I guess classic means different things to different people, right? But I could be convinced that classic, I'll go to the point where all those dudes left Informed Image, so even through the 90s, some of that stuff I guess you could look at as saying classic, and considering it's like what, 25 years old right now, that I guess that does constitute sort of being classic at this point. It just shows you how how quickly time goes by and how you can sort of lose track. That I look at the 90s and think that wasn't that long ago, but it was. So, Sludge, for me, the book I did at Malibu, is a classic book now. It's like, how is that even possible? How is it possible that my dog could get through the day without barking? It's impossible. He can't do it. There we go. Cyclops, baby. Her and Wolverine did, and in 1995, Age of Apocalypse Stories, they were married. Well, then how did... See, everything keeps changing. I just don't understand. That's 286. How could they have a kid if she's married to Wolverine? How could Scott Summers and her... I guess they could have a kid before... I don't know. It's just too darn confusing. Okay, so this is 286. Now we're going to do a Wraith of God, and then we'll call it a day. So that's 3 sketchbooks down, 1 to go. I had 4 sketchbooks up there on the table just minutes ago, and now they're all gone. And that's what I like to see. I like to see product movement. All right, so now I'm going to do Wraith of God, which will require more cross-hatching than you guys have seen in your entire lifetime. That's okay, because I'm pushing my character. This is so random. Hey, what does that even mean? Yes. It's going to be, you know, it should be its own thing. Crosshatch Mania. I love it. Okay, so I got to be the Wraith. I got to leave room for the hat. Those eyes aren't big enough. Okay. So bring the hat here. I had the weirdest dream. And these are like, I have a lot of dreams where I'm like late for, I'm in college and I'm late for class for a test, and, you know, just like distressful dreams like that. So I had this dream. I was going to convention, and I was around here. I've had 2 different times in recent memory where I missed flights because of, in Portland, there's only, quite frankly, there's only one way to get to the airport, and the area has become overpopulated for the road systems, right? So we have all these people. We have just tons of 2-lane and 3-lane highways when we really need, you know, 4 or 5-lane highways. And so I've had, you know, and so if someone gets in a car accident, I mean, the entire freeway is just blocked and shut down. And that happened to me going to Chicago last time I was in Chicago, and going on a road work slowed down the traffic so badly that I missed a flight to a Canadian show as well. And so this has happened to me more than once. So what I do now is, and if there's no traffic, you can get to the airport in like between 30 and 45 minutes tops if the traffic's moving, right? So it's not that far. But when the traffic isn't moving, it could be hours. So I've gotten to a habit of leaving 3 to 3.5 hours before my plane leaves to go to the airport, because I just never know if I'm going to get stuck or not. It's really hard to predict. And so I had this dream that I don't know where I was, but I was late for the airport, right? And I was leaving for the airport an hour and a half early, which is already a nightmare. And then I realized I hadn't packed. So I was frantically running around trying to pack, but I kept packing the wrong things. You know how you get all like frantic and then you just, you end up screwing up more than doing what you need to do. And so it just creates even a situation where, you're behind and you're getting farther behind. So I was like packing stuff and go, wait a minute, I don't need that. And the clock was just like spinning, it was just spinning. I was trying to get packed to get ready to the show, and the time, pretty soon it was only an hour before my flight left. I wasn't even packed. And I still hadn't even left for the airport. And it was just, oh my gosh, I woke up just in a frenzy. I was like, oh, thank God that was only a dream. I have those kind of dreams all the time. Like, I've got a math final, I'm in college, and then I'm like someplace else and realize that I'm not there and I'm missing my math final. And then oh, I don't know. Now, that could be a overstating the obvious, Mike, but I'm always under stress. Okay, well, thankfully, Joe, I've never even heard of that airlines. Don't fly Allegiant? Never even heard of them. Man, isn't that the truth? Again, what does that mean? Humphrey Bear is like, he says things and I'm like, what is he talking about? All right, here it comes. Now, when I do this comic, and you may be saying, if you just dropped in, what comic are you talking about, Aaron? I'm talking about this, Wraith of God. This will be my crowdfunding project that'll be coming out this summer. Getting ready to do a pre-launch page that hopefully will be up in the next week or so. But it's a superhero Western monster kind of thing. And he's kind of a Batman of the Old West who hunts monsters. In this tale, it'll be a clan of werewolves, and we don't really know who the werewolves are, and so it's a bit of a murder mystery as well. But this is going to be very much a Clint Eastwood spaghetti Western feel as opposed to, traditional Hollywood clean-shaven Western. So I'm going to ink it a little bit rougher and not quite as slick and refined as you guys are used to seeing from my work, because I just it fits the subject matter better. So I want the style of art to really sort of reflect what's going on in the story. So my guess is I'll be using a lot more pen than I do brush on it. So I'm sort of excited to play in that sandbox, as that saying goes. really could have sort of recently been inspired a lot by what Ron Garney's doing and Lee Weeks. These guys who do their stuff seems to be getting more loose and kind of rough edged, if you will, but the drawing is still there, right? So they have really solid drawing with this sort of kind of looser, higher energy line work that I really sort of admire. And I'd like to incorporate some of that into my work. Now, I don't think I've got enough guts to go as loose as those guys go. And essentially, what you find guys that work that way are doing is they do very rough pencils and they go in and sort of just drew a lot of drawing in the inking stage. So that way you get a lot more. It works a lot looser or rougher, however you want to put it, but it also really gives the work a lot of energy, and the kind of energy you get in a pencil drawing, and that's really what you want ideally, because oftentimes those of us who are really sort of slick inkers, we sort of ink some of the life out of the drawing. And I don't like the idea that you can say, oh, I really like my pencils, but then when I got inked, I didn't like it. You want to be able to be satisfied with your finished piece after it's inked, and not be always regretting that you lost some of the spontaneity and the energy that was in the pencils. So I'm going to try and incorporate that stuff into my finishes. So that the work will have more energy in it. And like I said, it's also going to be more apropos to the subject matter. Kind of a loose, and I always used to hate that, this became kind of a thing in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. You describe an art style as gritty. But I do want some of that grit in my this graphic novel. So well, I don't know that I'd say it's a sci-fi Western. I'd say it's more of and I don't like to use the word horror, because horror and monster to me are two different things. Like a horror movie is not necessarily the same as a monster movie. Like Halloween's a horror film to me. Frankenstein or a Wolfman movie or something is a monster movie. And so you've got a superhero that's hunting monsters in the Old West. So there's I don't know that I would go sci-fi as much as I would go superhero Western. Because he is like Batman in a lot of ways. He's a master of disguise. If you remember, Batman used to be that. I don't know if they ever really use that aspect of it anymore. He's an illusionist, so he's uses many tricks to. He doesn't have superpowers in the sense that, you know, what we would think of superpowers, but he's more, like I said, he's more like a Batman type character. He has a female partner that's kind of his Alfred, former Salvation Army worker. And they have a very tumultuous relationship, shall we say. But I think it's, I do really think it's good. That's a lot of work. Yeah, supernatural Western. That's probably the best way to put it. But High Plains Drifter probably more so than Pale Rider, although, well, Pale Rider was very interesting as well. Matches Malone. See, I don't know what that means. Humphrey Bear is bringing it. I don't really know what he's bringing, but he's bringing it. And yeah. Let's see. If I considered a cosmic horror Western mashup. No, but I've considered this. No, I won't be. I better not be coloring it. You want to talk about losing money? Gee, many Christmas. I am the slowest colorist in the world. I wouldn't mind coloring it, but I'll probably enlist the aid of Brian Miller at Hi-Fi to do it. It's going to be very limited palette, you know, and simple coloring, which I prefer. Not flat coloring like old style flat coloring, but just, you know, kind of a Southwestern sort of color scheme, and you know, reds and oranges and so we'll see. I mean, I don't like to dictate too much. Of course, it is my project, so I guess if anybody's going to dictate, it's going to be me. But Brian and I are on the, you know, we've worked a lot together, and so I trust him when I lay down some parameters and say this is what I'm looking for, that he can deliver the goods for me. So if he's available, but he generally makes room in his schedule to do stuff. So okay, so John says matches Malone, then he comes back with Batman, so those two are connected, and I still don't know what it means. There will be no swords, but plenty of gunplay and strange amulets and prostitution and, well, Old West prostitution. Some silver bullets might be involved. Mr. Scribbles, Mr. Hatch. Oh, it's 1883 is when it takes place. It's not going to be, I don't do like super gratuitous violence in my books, like, you know, like Tarantino type stuff, but it's more of a kind of a classic monster horror feel to it, probably. Oh, thank you. David finally explained it to me. Thank you. Well, the West is always full of poor personal hygiene, isn't it? I don't think I have one eating scene in the script. There is some drinking scenes, however, in a bar, and some gambling in the bar. There'll be no Blazing Saddle references. I'll give you one. No, I think they'll just miss them, probably. And they're really, in this story, they're really out in the middle of nowhere. In a fictional town in Arizona. So, anywho. See, I get talking and I forget. This is 287. That was for AJ, and that was the Wraith. Okay. Boom. 287 it is. Mike, that may be a true statement, but still give you one of those for it. Because disrespect always earns you You know, I do have a vampire story for Wraith of God as well. That's actually kind of fun, because I don't believe in doing vampires with hair. I only do bald vampires, the Nosferatu versions of vampires, which I find are infinitely more terrifying and scary. Like myself, terrifying and scary. There you go. There you go, David. Now, see, that's more like it. That's awfully generous of you. So, anywho, okay, I think that's just about everything. So, I'm going to wrap this up. How long do we go today? An hour and a half. That was almost exactly to the minute what I was predicting. 57, 58, 59, 1 hour and 30 minutes right now. So thanks you guys for dropping in last second to check this out. Like I said, I'll be on Fragaboom's channel tonight for some sketching. And then, of course, the professionals I'll be hosting on Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern. And we'll be doing comic book trivia. So it should be a load of fun. So don't miss that. And then, of course, I'll return Sunday night at 5:30 for Aaron Live, the big show, the regular edition, all that kind of stuff. So and Mike is going to send us off with a failed attempt. There you go. But it's the thought that counts. Oops. Says he's gonna. Thanks, Aaron. It's awesome. Will look great next to my Kit Carter. I still need Garbage Man and Power Cube sketches, though. You sure do. So we'll work on those. Was that tonight? Yeah. So Mike's got Drawn and Quartered tonight as well. So you want to check that out. That's always a fun show. I can only be so many places at once, Mike. Don't take it personal now. Leg Kick, thank you for always being right where I can count on you, which is everywhere. So again, hey, thanks everybody for showing up at the last second. Yeah, we'll catch you next time. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon, I'm sure.